You come to the New Yorker Radio Hour for conversations that go deeper with people you really want to hear from, whether it's Bruce Springsteen or Questlove or Olivia Rodrigo, Liz Cheney, or the godfather of artificial intelligence, Geoffrey Hinton, or some of my extraordinarily well-informed colleagues at the New Yorker. So join us every week on the New Yorker Radio Hour, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, I'm Laura Cathcart-Robbins, and I am the host and creator of the podcast, Only One in the Room. Every week, my co-host Scott Slaughter and I invite you to join us and lose yourself in someone's only one story. The Only One in the Room has a wide variety of guests, from prisoners to abuse survivors to swingers. With 21 seasons and counting, we guarantee that Only One in the Room will have a story that you'll connect with. This podcast is for anyone who has ever felt alone in a room full of people, which is to say that this podcast is for everyone.
Let's hang out. Let's hang out. And let's talk about what Leslie's about. Let's hang out. And let's listen to two lesbians shout. Let's hang out. Let's hang out.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Lez Hang Out, the podcast that's all about consensual bashing.
Yes.
Yep.
You're correct. I agree.
Hope that you...
I wholeheartedly agree.
We hope you've made it through the long holiday hiatus without us, but we're here, we're back, we've made it.
We have made it. Malala.
Malala! From the West Coast, I'm Lee Holmes Foster.
And from the East Coast, I'm Ellie Brigida. To those of you who have been with us through this whole journey, thank you as always for listening. If you're a new listener, welcome. We're excited to have you here. And here's what's happening this week.
This week in the Lesdom.
This Week in the Lesdom is a place where we can touch base each episode about things going on with the podcast or otherwise. First of all, we are so excited to be back from our hiatus. Thank you to all of you for waiting for us. I'm just excited to be here.
We hope it wasn't too long to wait for us.
I know everyone was sitting at their windows, just staring longingly, waiting for us to come back. But we're here.
Carol style, just watching raindrops trickle down the window panes.
Exactly. But we're happy to be back with you. And we're also happy to be back with our events. We have a lot of trivia nights coming up. We have one at Henrietta Hudson's in New York, January 23rd.
We also have one coming up in Denver on January 31st.
I'll be there for that one. I'm very excited to see all of you. And we also have another Winona Earp trivia night in Boston on February 22nd.
As a reminder, we are also always looking for other trivia hosts or cities. If you want to have trivia near you, email us at leshangoutpod@gmail.com and let us know.
We are also very excited to announce that we have booked a live Should Have Been Gay for all of you.
We are international superstars now.
In our favorite country, Canada. Oh,
Canada, we're coming for you.
We are coming for you. Friday, July 10th, we will be in Toronto, 6:30 p.m. at Burdock Music Hall. So we hope you grab your tickets. We are going on pre-sale right now, only $16 if you get your tickets before Valentine's Day. So grab those tickets, grab your loved ones, give them the Valentine's Day present they will always remember.
Tickets will be $20 on general sale after February 14th. So you have plenty of time to buy your tickets. We are giving you the chance now. Get them early. Also, we are still finalizing our full roster of guests, but we can certainly give you one little sneak peek of some guests who will be joining us. Your favorites, our favorites. Kara Knox and Gwen Cummin will be joining us for our live show in Toronto. We could not be more excited.
Cannot wait. Lee's gonna finally get to meet them in person.
Finally! I've been waiting for so long. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a great time. You don't want to miss it. We don't want to miss you. So come hang out in Toronto.
And the ticket link is going to be on our website and also on Eventbrite. So just look out for that. We also have a very exciting announcement. We've been waiting a bit to tell you all about this, but we finally got an intern. And it is no regular intern. Oh, no. It is one of our favorite listeners, Kayla freaking Kelly.
I think she should put that on her business cards now. Kayla freaking Kelly. Yes, some of you may have noticed that things are running a little bit more smoothly on our social media front because we finally have a little bit more help there. So we want to say a huge thank you to Kayla. We were not able to keep up with everything. We needed some help. Kayla was there.
Yes.
To pick up our slack for us and do it in just the most, supportive and awesome way. So thank you, Kayla. We're so glad to have you on board.
We appreciate you so much.
So much.
We just want to let all of you know Kayla's doing an amazing job, and she's now a part of our team. We're very excited. Super excited.
We also want to share a little news about the greater Les universe. Take this with a grain of salt, if you will. Is there an article? I didn't even read the article. Ellie read the article, I think. I'm going to tell you about the article. No, let's do my rendition first.
Yes, please.
If you now Google lesbian, less porn shows up, we think.
Are we happy about it? Are we not happy about it? Who knows?
I'm happy about it. What I want to know is, can they apply it to Twitter as well? Because, man, it is hard to try to hashtag stuff adequately on Twitter or search hashtags without just finding a bunch of weird porn. So
thank you, Google, for taking one step towards decreasing the fetishization of lesbians.
Yeah, great.
We
Good work.
appreciate you. And we can find more lesbian articles to share with all of you without having to sift through porn. So you're
Google,
welcome.
The bastion of humanity. Great work. Just doing good. And that's what's happening this week. Back to you, Ellie and Lee.
Thanks, Ellie and Lee, and welcome everyone to Season 3, Episode 8, our next installment of Lez-ssentials.
Lez-ssentials is a recurring segment, one of our favorite segments on the show, where we dive into classic or newer lesbian movies or shows.
We are so excited for this Lez-ssentials episode. We're doing a breakdown of a movie we wish we had when we were in high school, Booksmart.
Oh, man.
Cannot wait.
It's so recent. And we, again, are still writing original songs for all of our Lez-ssentials recaps. And I think we've outdone ourselves on this one.
We, meaning Lee, who wrote you all a masterpiece. So
it's an epic.
It is an epic, yes. 4 minutes, 5 minutes?
Many minutes.
Bohemian Rhapsody and One Day More from Les Mis put into a song. So
in the key of gay.
That's
what it is.
Yeah. It's gonna be great.
So stick around to the end to hear our original song for Booksmart. It's called One Night. I promise you're not ready.
You are not ready. And we had a lot of really amazing people help us and sing some vocals on this track. So we want to say thank you to everyone who helped us out because we could not have done this on our own. Yeah.
There's a huge cast.
It's a gigantic cast. We needed an ensemble cast for the song as well.
It's a big movie. For anyone who hasn't seen Booksmart yet, which if you haven't, I 100% would say stop what you were doing, pause this podcast, go watch Booksmart, and then come back.
It's on Hulu for any of you who want to watch it and are like, oh, but I don't want to pay for it. But you should pay for it. It's that amazing. But
it's that good.
Watch it on Hulu.
It came out just last year, 2019. It was written by Emily Halpern and Sarah Haskins and directed by Olivia Wilde, who did a fantastic job.
So good.
It's starring Beanie Feldstein and Caitlin Dever, along with a whole host of other amazing people who we will be talking about at great length. And let me read our quick IMDb recap. On the eve of their high school graduation, two academic superstars and best friends realized they should have worked less and played more. Determined not to fall short of their peers, the girls try to cram 4 years of fun into one night.
And do they cram that fun?
They really do.
They really do.
It's an amazing movie. It's one of the few, look, I know everyone knows this about me already, but I don't get out too much these days. I went to see this in theaters because that was how committed I was to just needing to see it, needing to support it.
And it was so worth it.
Oh my God, it was so worth it.
I saw this movie in previews at the movie theater, and I was like, Lee, watch it immediately. When it came out, we're doing this. So this episode has been a long time coming. So let's dig in. Let's dig into Booksmart.
Let's do it. Because we're going to have so much to say.
There's honestly so much to say. We're going to try to hold ourselves back, but no promises.
If this ends up being 3 hours on Booksmart, we apologize for nothing.
Yes. Well, we start as all good high school films start. An introduction to our protagonist, Molly, and some of her idols, including, let's see, RBG, Michelle Obama.
The classics.
She also has a War in 2020 bumper sticker, so you can see where this film is going. She's doing affirmations, right? And I love how it's like so smooth. And then it's like,
Oh, yeah.
fuck those losers. Fuck them in their stupid fucking faces. And that's how we're starting. That's how we're starting this film.
Yes. This is basically Molly's take on the world around her. Fuck those losers.
Yeah. Fuck
That's
everyone.
it. That's
And-
kind of all you need to know
yeah.
about Molly.
So we'll see a little bit more about that. Then we meet her best friend, Amy, which this dance sequence, far too long or far too short, I have yet.
far too short. Far
have
too short.
yet to decide.
Like everything in this movie, far too short.
Far too short. You can see they're clearly obsessed with each other, and it's great.
And great dancers.
Yeah. So one of the things that I thought when I was first watching this film, before we found out what year it was, I was like, oh, this is a 90s film. Because
Right.
Molly and Amy, like, literally dress like they are 30 years ago. I'm like,
Yes.
30 years ago, it's not the
Yes.
90s. But actually, almost 30 years
I mean,
ago,
it's getting
literally
pretty
kill
close.
me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
1990 was 30 years ago, Ellie.
Okay, 1990 was 30 years ago. So they dress like they're from 30 years ago. Amy is in some sort of jean jacket that I love. That's very gay, very cute. I would wear. And Molly is dressed, oh my god.
Turtleneck, blazer.
Yeah, she means business. She really means
Yeah.
business. But then we find out that it's 2019 when we see the school. And everyone else seems to be in 2019.
Yeah, it's just them.
Yeah, Amy and Molly are definitely in a time of their own, for sure. It's similar to a lot of high school films. Now we get an introduction to all of the characters in the high school, which,
It's a good intro scene, right? We kind of meet the whole cast of characters that's going to be in this film, right? We're meeting the principal, we're meeting Nick, who's the vice president, and kind of the stupid jock guy.
yeah, everyone wants him, which we'll talk about, but I still don't understand.
Including AAA. We meet AAA,
Oh.
who's the, she's the high school slut. That's what they're gonna make her.
What I appreciate, we also do have a feminist take from the
Oh, yes.
perspective of Amy, where Amy's like, don't call her that. Use her real name. Because we'll learn a little bit more about AAA. But people call her AAA because she gave roadside assistance to a lot of men. That's what we hear about.
We meet Miss Fine.
Miss Fine. Okay, Miss Fine, number one, fine. Number two, I love that they turned the cool teacher trope on its head also in this.
Uh-huh.
Because Miss Fine is like the cool, hot teacher, right? To be fair, she's like a little bit creepy.
She tiptoes right up to the border of creepy, for sure.
Yeah, she really does. I feel like when I was in high school, like, there were teachers like her, but they were men.
Yeah. But also she's Jessica Williams, and so you're kind of like okay with it.
And I think that's sort of the point. Like, they're turning it around to be
Right.
like, wait, we're okay with this.
Is this okay?
But
it's still not okay.
It's still not okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but I still love
Because
her.
she's like very close.
It's problematic.
Yeah, she's very, very close to her students. She even gives Amy and Molly her phone number, which, like, so gay that they're like, oh my god, we got Miss Fine's phone number.
Also, that's how we meet Hope. Hope is kind of like, oh, she's the bitch in the class. And she's like, did you just score your teacher's phone number?
Also, so we find out later in the film that Hope has some queer tendencies.
Oh, yeah. She's jealous. You know she's jealous right
Yeah,
now.
so she's definitely like, I want Miss Fine's number. God damn it.
You know who else wants Miss Fine's number? Theo.
Theo, oh my god.
Theo's obsessed.
Theo also with the most gorgeous locks
Yeah,
I
he
have
does
ever
have beautiful
seen.
hair.
I'm very jealous of his hair. I want his conditioner and his oil treatment, whatever he's using. Hit me up with that, Theo, please. We also meet my two favorite characters,
Oh, God.
George and Alan, who, I mean, we talked about this a little bit in our Faberry episode. I identify so hard with George and Alan at other points. I'm like, fuck, they were me. So dramatic, so like theater is life. And
They're a little extra.
they're so extra, and I love them. I'm obsessed with them.
Are you obsessed with Barcelona?
I love It's like, I went to Barcelona when I was in Barcelona for theater camp. I love to Shakespeare in the parking lot.
Yes. Oh God. Oh yeah. It's just like so on the nose.
And so good. Have you ever
Yeah.
been to Shakespeare in the Park, Lee?
Oh, of course I have.
Okay, cool.
We used to go like every year in Boston. Are you kidding?
I went in New York. I actually haven't been in Boston.
Oh,
I
you should go. It's great.
I know. But I did go to the one in New York. And I bet you that George and Alan's Shakespeare in the Parking Lot is just as good, if not better.
I refuse to believe that it wouldn't be. That's all I can say there.
There's no way that it is not the highest level of production.
We've also missed one other very important character, near and dear to my heart, Ellie, that we meet in this scene. We meet two characters. We meet Jared. We also meet Baby Jer. Baby Jer says happy graduation, everyone.
Baby Jer.
Baby Jer. I love Jared so much.
Jared. Yeah, Jared is one of those guys in a high school movie that I will be like, you know what? Yes to Jared as a love interest.
Yes,
I can be behind this for sure. Oh my God, he's too much. Jared Bear, he's great, and
he's the
we
best.
very clearly see that he is into Molly because he says goodbye to her and no one else.
Yeah,
bye Molly.
Molly hasn't quite caught on yet, but if you're paying attention, it's not too subtle.
Yeah, she's like, why does he do that? It's very clear. I want to talk briefly about the end of school budget.
Okay, fair. I'll get out my spreadsheet. I'm ready.
In the intro, I would say that the end of school budget is like an additional character. Molly is very concerned with the end of school budget for the student council, and she mentions it about 6 times. So we can all really know that Molly's priorities are clearly not with having any fun.
Yeah.
At all.
No.
At all.
We forgot to mention, it's the last day of school.
Yes.
This is the last day of school. Like, nobody cares about anything right now, except for Molly.
Yes. And she cares about everything. Even the principal is like, Molly, leave. You just graduated. Like, go have fun. I don't want to deal with you. And she's like, no, but the budget. But then we get to the classic, like, high school lunch period scene, where we also get a little insight into our 2 protagonist love interests.
Oh, yes.
So we have a slow-mo on Ryan.
God, that scene with Ryan and the music that keeps, like, cutting in and then just, like, abruptly stopping is just so much. It's, like, it's so over-the-top, heavy-handed, and it works so well. Because Amy is such a hot mess in this scene.
Like, mess.
It is gay panic to, like, the highest level. That's what's happening. She is, like, full-on gay panicking with the just dreamy obsession with Ryan, the trying to talk to Ryan. She's a disaster.
And Ryan could care less. Like, Ryan is so, like, yeah, man, cool. I'm chill.
Cool. Oblivious. Just,
I'm chill.
Oh my God.
Come to the party tonight, man. What are your thoughts on Ryan as a love interest?
We're not going to be able to make it through this without spoilers, so I'm just not even going to try. I'm totally fine with how this movie plays out with Ryan not being who Amy actually kind of hooks up with, because I'm trying so hard to imagine Amy and Ryan actually going on a date, and, like, what would they talk about? Like, what would they talk about?
Nothing. Uganda?
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like it would just be Amy, like, staring awkwardly and Ryan being like, whoa, a butterfly. And, like, nothing.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
There could be nothing that they could talk about. I love Ryan as a character. I think she's great. I love that they explicitly call out, here's a character. She is very queer-coded in so many ways. And I love that they have Amy being like, well, gender performance might be different from, like, her sexual orientation, and, like, they're not connected, and, you know, I mean, it's, like, so on point. I love it.
Yes. I mean, I love this whole conversation that they have. I think it is really important that within the first 5 minutes of the film, we know that Amy is out already.
Mm-hmm.
She's been out since the 10th grade, right?
Yes, I did not write that down, but that sounds right.
I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But she's been out for a significant amount of time. This isn't like her coming out story. This is a character that's already out. And that... Sorry. The lines in this are ridiculous. We know that her first crush was the little white cat in Aristocats, then Avril Lavigne, and now Ryan.
It sounds right.
It sounds pretty
it sounds like a
accurate,
perfectly, normal average progression.
Yeah, for the progression of lesbian crushes. I also love that they set up that Molly and Amy are not together.
Yeah. I have this note. Do you have the note about sleepovers? We have sleepovers. There'd be more vagina involved.
Yes. Yes. That's the thing.
Like, that is so accurate, though, right?
Yes. Where she's like, but I'm your best friend. We have sleepovers all the time. She's like, different sleepovers, hun.
Different
Like,
sleepovers.
Very different. I have some thoughts about this. I go back and forth. I'm like, I like that Amy and Molly are not together, but I also sort of ship them.
I can totally see that.
So
Yeah. Also, okay, here's the other thing, is because they have Molly holds nothing back
Nothing.
at all. Like, Amy is a little bit more, keeps some things close to her chest of the two. Molly, not even, like, for a heartbeat. She is just all out all the time. And I love it because that's why you have, like, they have some really, because you get these conversations, and it's funny and it's also really tongue-in-cheek, right? Because if anyone is not aware, Caitlin Dever, who plays Amy, is playing the lesbian. Beanie Feldstein, who plays Molly, is dating a woman in real life,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So I also love when you have these things where Amy's like, scissoring is not a thing, and Molly's going, don't knock it till you've
It's not a
tried
thing.
it.
Don't
It's
knock
not
it.
a thing. Don't knock it till you've tried it. And it's so much funnier hearing those lines when you know it's a line being said by someone actually dating a woman in
And
real
who's
life.
probably
But it's also
tried
the
it.
kind of line... Right, and it's like, but it's also very funny between the two of them because it's like, there's always kind of like a little bit of some charge to those conversations. So like, what I'm saying is I can see it. I ship it to you.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I do ship it, but I also like that it's like two friends who are helping each other with their love interests.
Mhm.
Like, so I think sometime down the line, maybe like they'll get together, but like they have to explore some options first. So that's my thoughts about them.
Your thoughts on them are don't knock it till you've tried it.
there's
girls.
my
Is that-
yeah.
Okay.
Don't knock it till you
Got it.
tried it, both of you.
Great. Just
Till
want to
you've
clear
tried
that
each
up.
other. So there's another character we have not met yet that we
Yes,
are
I'm so
about to
excited.
meet.
One of the best. I mean, they're all the best. Who am I kidding? But like one of the best.
The best.
One of the best of the best.
Which is Gigi.
Oh my god, Gigi, my heart can't take it already. Just bringing up Gigi, and I'm already a little emotional.
It's very hard to describe Gigi with the amount of love that I want to describe Gigi with.
It's not possible.
She's clearly very wealthy, very entitled, but also like, first of all, the actress who plays Gigi.
What a gift! What a gift Billie Lourd is.
I mean, we already know she's an amazing actress. She's been in American Horror Story and has like won our hearts in many other ways. But this is probably her best performance ever. She commits. She really commits.
a masterpiece.
Yeah, she really commits. So we see Gigi. She's like, it's slow-mo with her like hair going, and you find out actually Jared's been driving her car on campus. When the music stops, it's because he has stopped driving the car. It's an amazing moment. But we'll see a lot more of Gigi later, pretty much everywhere we go. So
Pretty much you can't get away from Gigi.
You cannot.
And I wouldn't have it any
no,
other way.
and it's a big part of the drinking game. Anytime Gigi shows up, we have to drink. So this is our first big drinking moment for Gigi. Then we have this turning point for Molly, which is really like the big scene of her realizing she sort of messed up her high school career.
This is a reckoning for Molly. This scene in the bathroom is, oh my gosh.
It is rough. So Theo and Tanner and AAA are all talking shit about Molly while she's literally in the stall.
Here's what I love about this. I love it because she has the best response off the bat, which is to like walk out, head held high, and be like, I don't care. Which is the right response, right? To being in that kind of situation in high school is to be like, I don't care. Like, who cares what you losers think? Like, we're all graduating anyways, and I'm never going to have to see any of you ever again. But she makes a fatal mistake, which is their whole class had agreed to basically nobody was sharing what they were doing the next year so that nobody had to feel bad about where anyone was going to college or not going to college or whatever. And so Molly has been just happily assuming that she is headed to the stars and everyone else is just going straight downhill, right?
Yes. Oh my god, and this scene is insane where she finds out that every single person who she looked down upon is going to great schools if not better schools than her.
Yeah.
And she wasted her life away. She literally
So Molly's
attacks Gigi and is like, what school did you go to? And she's like, don't judge me.
Oh my God.
fifth choice, Harvard.
Harvard, yeah. Molly's going to Yale. AAA also going to Yale. Funny story. Tanner's not going to Yale, though. He's going to Stanford. Theo isn't going to college, but he's just going to get a job straight at Google like you do.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, I have to say, I think is the funniest thing about this scene to me is that I'm like, wow, this is actually like the most accurate thing in the world as Molly starts running around the halls is a bunch of like mediocre white kids all going to like the top schools in the country.
Yes.
I was like, oh, yes, accurate. There you go. That's 2019 in a nutshell.
Well, they also all live in like a very wealthy neighborhood.
They do. And to be fair, not all of the people involved in this scene are white, but there are an awful lot of them. And yeah, it's 100%. It's like, here's a bunch of rich kids. They're all going to Ivy League schools or getting like sick jobs straight out of high school.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. That sounds about right.
It is the most accurate thing about a bunch of wealthy kids in the middle of California. Then we get this whole scene where Amy and Molly are like on top of a mountain.
Yeah, they're at like a picnic table thing. I don't really know where they're supposed to be. They're on some sort of a hill at a picnic table.
And then, you know, they decide this is their night. They're going for it.
Well, they decide they only have one night left,
Yes.
right? Because what Molly has realized is they basically chose to care. I think it's AAA who says it in the scene in the bathroom, right? That they don't only care about school. Molly accuses them of not caring about school, and AAA is like, no, we just don't only care about school. And so that's what Molly realizes, is everyone but them did both things. They did well in school, and they also had a ton of fun. And they didn't have a ton of fun with everyone else. So they have one night, basically, to go and live it up for the entirety of their high school career.
Yes. And Molly says, the Dust Bowl can wait, bitch. And we're gonna go party tonight.
We are gonna change our stories forever, is what she says, Ellie.
Yes.
What a rousing speech she gives.
Oh, yes, she really does. And Amy's like, okay, I guess. Let's do this.
Yeah, Amy could not care any
No.
less.
Amy is down for the Dust Bowl. Let's be real. There are so many times that I took notes that were just like, Amy is the classic homebody lesbian.
Amy's 100% me.
Yes,
It's fine.
Amy is like homobody city because there are like 4 times. The first time when Molly's like, let's do this. And she's like, I guess. The second time when she's like, all right, I'm ready to go. And Molly's like, no. Third time, she's like, all right, I've had enough of tonight. There's so many times. So Molly's going to drag her out and they're going to go have a good time and get laid and, you know, all the stuff that dorky teen men have been getting for ages.
Mm-hmm.
We finally get our American Pie pact.
Yes.
So I'm excited. This is another part of the drinking game. So now they're getting ready and they literally turn around and they're in the same outfit.
They're in the exact same. Why do they match? It's the funniest thing how they always match. And it's like so subtly done somehow, but like it's just beautiful.
Well, it's also the fact that like it's not a normal outfit to match.
Right.
They're both wearing berets.
And like jumpsuits. It's not like if you were like, oh, we're both wearing jeans and like a cute top. Fine.
Exactly.
No. They like 100% match in like the most just
We're both wearing
ridiculous.
ascots. Like,
Yes.
what? So they're in the same outfit, and you think they're going to be like, oh, you're in the same outfit as me. Like, what are we going to do? But no, they're so happy to be in the same outfit as each other because they both look freaking good, and they're going to tell each other, how dare you take my breath away?
Who needs an inspirational meditation app when you have friends like these?
Yes. Then we also have this scene where Molly...
Who let you look so beautiful, Ellie?
Oh, thanks, Lee.
You're welcome.
I also love this scene where we're having some interesting masturbation talk.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is what I'm saying about Molly holding nothing back, right? Is like Amy's basically dying through this whole conversation, and Molly's like actively trying to talk her through having sex with a girl.
Yes. You just take what you do, you flip it.
It's a down
Down
flip.
Down a flip.
Down flip.
I mean, that's sort of accurate. She's not wrong.
The down flip?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
You just flip it. Just flip it around.
Just
So if you ever need any sex advice from listeners, you just down flip it. Do what you do to yourself and flip it around.
flip it up,
That's it.
down, flip it. Just flip
I
it.
also love that. So we find out that Amy has been masturbating with her panda.
That little camera shot to the panda with its little eye hanging off.
What
is
happened
just-
to the eye?
Oh my god, it's just too much.
Oh my god. There's definitely going to be a Q&A about that, about the strangest things you all have masturbated with. So get ready for that. We have also no filter.
How do I make a four choice question for that, Ellie? There's no way.
Yeah. We do find out that Molly also tried masturbating with an electric toothbrush and got a UTI. So if you're going to do that, maybe cover the head with something. I don't know. But we don't want you to get any UTIs. Yeah, so they have no boundaries. 0 boundaries. Then we get introduced to Amy's parents.
Oh my god. I can't handle the scene with her parents because A, I love them. I mean, they're so good. B, I swear this is gonna be Kelsey and I's parents.
100%.
When they walk in and her mom just goes, "You girls look fabulous and smart and also brave." And I'm like, oh my god, that's like basically what I say to Eloise like all the time. Like that's what I tell our daughters already. It's like every time we say anything where I'm like, you are just the cutest and also you're so funny and so smart and so caring and I love you so much.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my god, it's me. That's me.
You're like, you are beautiful, but you have other things besides your looks. But you have
you're
everything
not just,
too.
You're not just your looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like 100% us.
Yes.
We're absurd.
I love too. There are a lot of things about this movie that really, like, if I were to take a checklist of like things that I want in a queer film, especially about high schoolers, are like, okay, we already have main lesbian already out, right?
Mm-hmm,
Then we have main lesbian. I'm gonna call Amy the main lesbian. Main character lesbian. Parents are supportive. And there are no questions asked. And we have them be ridiculously weird about her and Molly, but only in the way that they're like, how hard can we let you know that we support and love you being a lesbian with your best friend? And we have this whole scene where Molly loves making Amy uncomfortable by really emphasizing the fact that they're together even though they're just friends. But I love the scene with the parents because you can tell they're like, oh, maybe we shouldn't let our daughter sleep over at her girlfriend's house. But then they're like, you know what? We're supportive.
But we want to be supportive.
Yeah, we're supportive of your lesbian sex. So go have fun, ladies.
Oh my god.
So great. And they do make a point to say that Amy's parents are also religious, which I think is also important to be like, hey, high school parents, even if you are religious, you should still support your kids. So I just think it's really important.
It's super cute how they do it. It's Lisa Kudrow and Will Forte and they're hysterical. And we're probably just going to do a Korean face mask. I don't need to know all the words. It's like they're trying so hard to be supportive and have boundaries and they don't have any idea what they're talking about, but they mean well and it's cute. I love it. I love them.
Also, I'm curious, what do you think a Korean face mask would be?
Oh,
if it was a lesbian sex thing. It's obviously something about going down on someone.
I could go with that as an explanation, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm like...
Yeah. I mean, you got to be getting something all over your face.
Yeah, you got something everywhere on your face. Yeah.
So anyways, so then they go to a party.
No boundaries, Lee. We have no boundaries here. But yes.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Don't knock it till you tried it. Korean face mask.
So sorry.
If you've done the Korean face mask, let us know.
Send us an email at letshangoutpod@gmail.com.
Yeah. No pictures, please. So...
We're not going to make it to the end of this episode.
We really are not. So now they're trying to get to this party, but they realize they don't have any friends.
Well, yeah, maybe we should clarify. They want to go to Nick's party. Vice President Nick, is throwing a party. It's going to be the hot party to be at. They want to go to his party. They realize they don't know where the party is. Okay.
There we go. So the first person that they think of that they can call is Lee's favorite, Jer Bear.
Jer Bear to the rescue.
Jer Bear to the rescue. And this is also part of the drinking game. They get into his car and he's listening to Lean In. So anytime Jared's saying something strangely feminist, like, I like to listen to powerful women before I party, you have to drink.
He's such a character. There's so many things about Jared, especially, God, like this scene where he's driving them in the car, everything that he says. I love Jared showing up and just being like, traffic was nerds. Like,
Every line.
absolutely, ladies.
Every line.
Oh my God, every line. And then, yeah, he's listening to Lean In, but he drives away and his license plate literally says fuckboy.
Yep.
I cannot handle Jared. He's too much for me.
Yeah. He is a walking contradiction, but he's mostly amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also terrible, but also I love him.
Yes. Yes. The thing about Jared is, as we find out through the movie, he's just a high school boy.
Yeah.
He wants to be cool. He wants people to
But
like.
he doesn't know
But
how.
he has no
no
clue.
idea how.
He has no clue how to make people like him. And he
No.
tries way too hard. So we're driving in Jared's car. And Amy and Molly find Gigi's tin of special things in the back. And then they start talking to each other in Cantonese.
Oh my God. I cannot believe them.
Did you ever have like a language with your friends in high school?
Not in high school. Mine was earlier, like when we were kids.
Okay, what did you speak? Like Pig Latin?
It was basically Pig Latin. It was like a French equivalent of Pig Latin.
Intense. So you were speaking in French, but also not.
Well, I was in France at the time.
All right, well,
So-
that'll do it.
So there was like a French similar idea to Pig Latin that was called Javanais, and we used to speak Javanais. It's kind of the same idea. You take every syllable that you say, and then you like repeat the sound of it, but after like a D and a G.
I literally did the same thing in English.
What was it called
It's
in
called
English?
gibberish. So like a sentence that I would say to you is like, let's see, "It a guy lit a gov jid a garridigid."
Yeah. It was basically
Okay,
that. Yeah,
great.
but in French.
Yeah, that
That's
makes
all.
a lot of sense. So we could talk in our secret language, Lee.
Oh my God, we'll have a secret gay language, and it's going to be fantastic.
Let's just record a whole podcast episode in our secret language and see how many people
Everybody
can
would love
understand us.
I think everybody would just really enjoy that.
Yeah.
We'll just do the rest of the episode
All
that
right,
way.
done.
This is going to be great.
Done. But Cantonese is like gibberish to Amy and Molly, which is also just proves so much about them.
The thing I love about this movie is like everything is so thought through,
Yes.
right? It just feels like there's nothing in there that's like a throwaway. Like everything is so on the nose. It's so perfect.
That's why I have too many notes for this episode.
Yes, because you just want to talk about every single thing that like every line is just, oh my God.
I literally wrote the
can't.
script like while I'm taking notes. And I'm like trying to just be like, okay, overarching things. We can do this. So we have them trying to figure out what to do with what they assume is cocaine. And they're like, let's dump it out the window. And then all of a sudden, the car stops. And we go to the back seat and see that there is white powder all over.
Oh, just
everywhere.
Head to toe.
Everywhere.
They're covered.
And they're basically like, just do not breathe. Because if they do breathe, they will OD. And we find out it's not Coke. It's just vitamin D and B12. And Gigi likes to snort it. You know.
Oh, yeah. Like you do.
Just like usual high school stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be usual high school stuff for someone like Gigi.
Yes. Well, I would have actually assumed that it was really cocaine. But it's way funnier that it's
Oh, we'll get there.
that it's vitamin
don't
D
worry.
and B12. So we're okay. They're just covered in powder. No biggie. They're going to, I don't know, be very energized, which they would have been on Coke as well, but, you know, different. So then we find out this is Jared's party that they're at. We are not at Nick's party.
He didn't drive him to Nick's party. He drove them to his own party.
Oh, poor Jared. Like,
On a yacht.
on a yacht. So we know Jared's obviously very wealthy as well. I have a question. Are
Okay.
Jared and Gigi related?
I get the impression not, just from how Molly and Amy talk about them in the beginning, where it seems like they are acting like he's being friend-zoned in some way.
So I have this weird theory that they're like secretly twins.
Oh, I could totally get behind
And they
that.
just don't want to tell anyone. I don't know why. There was this one line that Jared says towards the end where he's like, yeah, at home, blah, 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 talking about Gigi. And I was like, wait, are they related?
Are they related? Yeah, I could totally see that. I went to high school with like a brother and sister that I did not know were related for like a while.
Yeah. So they're either best friends or related. We don't know. But both of them have a shit ton of money, clearly.
Yes.
Because Jared also got the caterers that did Sasha Obama's Sweet 16 for his yacht party.
Yes. His yacht party where you're going to get consensually bashed. Only consensual bashing is what Jared is about. And yes, consensual bashing with respect for Sasha.
Yes, yes. Love it. We show up to the party and no one is there, and it's so sad.
I know.
It's so sad.
It's like, it's so much because he is terrible, and so I totally get why nobody's there, but also I feel so bad.
It's so sad, and he made gift baskets and everything.
And he's trying so hard, and they have that whole conversation with him and Molly where she's like, you can't buy people liking you, and he's like, sure you can. Like, my dad does it all the time. And I'm just like, oh, Chair Bear.
Yeah. It's
sweetie.
Whew, it's rough. It's rough.
But who do I love more? Jared trying to buy the love of everyone around him, or Gigi, who is in love with Amy?
So that's the thing. I feel like this is almost, it's not a should have been gay, but like I want to do at the end like all of our ships because like,
Oh my god.
I ship Amy and Gigi so hard as well.
This scene, I mean, it's funny because it's like they're clearly trying to lay the groundwork for Jared being into Molly more, right? Because they have that whole thing where he's like, you try hard at everything. Like, that's what I like so much about you. And he's so cute and endearing and
So
like earnest with it, which is what I love. But then at the same time, you have Gigi like licking Amy, being like, you taste like my vitamins. I'm in love with you.
And then literally fighting, like about to fight to the death.
You can't talk to my best friend that way.
Yes. She literally shatters a bottle and says she's going to fight the caterer, who literally did nothing, starts the fireworks, and then jumps off the boat.
Before we talk about Gigi jumping off the boat, I know we said we're not going to talk about every single line in this and just
But-
basically replay the script for everyone, but can we just take a hot second to talk about this one line of Gigi's, because it so perfectly encapsulates everything about Gigi, and I have to say it. I lost my virginity in what I thought was a park, but it turned out to be a graveyard, and now the ghost spirits live inside my eggs waiting to be reborn.
And the best part is she prefaces that with saying, something similar happened to me once.
Something similar.
Like,
Oh
this is how
my
Gigi's going to try to
God.
relate to Amy.
She's amazing. And then, yes, she jumps off the boat with a rousing "to the future" and just, like, literally jumps off the side of a yacht. And they must be, like, 20, 30 feet up on that top deck.
Yep.
Like, I don't know, but if nobody has jumped from that high, like, it's high.
Yes.
It's high to just dive off a boat into water.
If we
like
never saw Gigi again, I would be actually less surprised than what happens throughout the rest of this film.
yeah.
yeah.
It's not the last we'll see
No.
of Fair
Oh
Gigi.
no, thank God.
It's also not the last party that they're gonna go
No.
to.
But it is the last party that Amy wants to go to, which is a yet another
Amy is so me.
Yeah.
This was you and I in New Orleans,
Yes.
basically.
I'm like, next party. And you're
And I'm like, let's go to bed.
and I'm like, Malala. Oh my God. So Amy wants to leave, but Molly calls Malala.
Malala is their code for getting each other to, you have to give your full support, no questions asked, you just
do it.
balls to the wall.
Yes. And it's very important because Molly uses her Malala and Amy's like, okay. And later we will see it is not a reciprocal relationship.
It is
No.
not.
So they get a lift to the next party because here we go. They hop into their lift and it is Jason Sudeikis. Principal Jason Sudeikis
Principal Brown.
is also a Lyft driver, which is also a commentary on the social standing of the education system.
A very accurate,
Very
one.
accurate. It shouldn't be that teachers need to have a side gig. And Olivia Wilde is very clearly making
Love
a
it.
social commentary with this Lyft driver. No, but also valid. And the way that his Lyft is decorated is insane. He has chili lights all over the place. And he's so awkward. Just so bad.
Oh, it's so much.
One of my favorite things is, so he starts telling them that he's a writer. And he does this thing that a lot of men do when they're talking to lesbians. And he's like, oh, you'll both like this. Oh, Amy, you'll really like this. I have this idea for a detective novel, and it's about a woman, a lady detective. Amy, you like ladies, right?
Yeah, basically.
Basically, who has not had that conversation with one of their Lyft drivers. And and basically she's pregnant and the baby kicks whenever she's near a clue or something. So weird. But I just love that he's like, oh, I know you're a lesbian, Amy.
This is also such a good example of like men write, like there's a whole Twitter about like men write women, right?
Yes.
Where it's like male writers writing female characters. And this also is the funniest thing to me because it's the best example of a dude trying to write an experience he knows nothing about. It's like, oh, the baby kicks when she's close to a clue. And I'm like, dude, if you've ever been pregnant, the baby kicks all the fucking time always, no matter what you're close to. It does not matter.
Yes.
I'm like, you'd never be able to distinguish the kicking for a clue from the just general kicking that is constant and nonstop for months and months and months and months of your life inside your body. But like, good try, man. Good try.
Yes. He's like, totally understand the female pregnancy experience.
Yes. Yeah. He's just writing such a like forward thinking novel. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. He's very progressive. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have Molly and Amy talking about Amy's sex life and how Amy's going to be neck deep in Ryan. In what?
Is that the Korean face mask?
Yeah. It must be. Neck deep.
Okay. Neck deep. Gotcha. Amy's still feeling a little unsure.
Yeah. The best way to let Amy know how to do the Korean face mask with Ryan is to show her porn in the backseat of their principal's lift.
Yeah, watch your porn in the backseat of your principal's car. That's the best place to watch porn.
Yeah. And I don't really know exactly how to describe the sounds that are coming. So, but so they end up plugging the phone in. And the sounds of the porn come on the Bluetooth, basically, of the principal's car. I do want to let you know that I was watching the movie with subtitles. And so the caption that came on for this particular part, pardon my language, just in parentheses said, sounds of female squelching. So
no.
Just look up
Oh,
squelching.
no.
If you need to know what's really happening during that scene.
Oh, that's such a horrible word to
Right?
associate with it. It's also, I mean, to be fair, it's a horrible sound. The sound that they play. I really want to know what they did actually find to make that sound effect. There's nothing good about it. I feel like this scene is like so many things all at once. It's like, don't watch porn in a lift. Don't watch porn anywhere within like a 1 mile radius of your school principal. And also, like, don't bother trying to find lesbian porn because it's probably all going to sound like that and it's just bad. It's
Yes.
just none of...
If you're trying to actually find lesbian sex tips, maybe porn is not the place to go. But yeah, so that scene is ridiculously uncomfortable.
Is that Cardi B?
Yeah. Then we go to our second party of the night. Surprise,
Oh my God.
surprise.
I cannot handle
It's
this
not
party.
Nick's party. I will say if I was in high school, this is the party I would have been at. Let's be real.
I would have had so much fun at this party.
I know,
If you want to get me to go to a second party, Ellie, invite me to this party.
Yes. So we have a murder mystery party.
This is the party that I would drag Kelsey to, and she would hate me forever. And I would have the best time.
Would she get cast as the orthodontist or?
Kelsey would try her damnedest to not get cast as anything
At
for
all.
any reason ever.
Wait, I do have to tell you.
Oh my
Have
God,
you ever
tell
been
me.
to a murder mystery party?
I haven't.
So I have been to one, and it was in my adult life. Like I was like 23, and we met these people out at like a brewery, and they were like, "Oh, come to our pirate murder mystery party on Sunday. We do them every year."
Oh my God, I would be so there. I would be sold.
I literally in 2 days got a costume, like like showed up prepared for this thing. And it was pretty intense. Like we got characters. I was a journalist. I was trying to uncover the murder. Like what's happening here? And I got very into it.
Amazing.
So yeah, like 10 out of 10 recommend doing your own murder mystery party. It was really fun.
We need to throw a murder mystery, Ellie.
Yeah, I mean what we can, right? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. We're doing a murder mystery party next. As soon as we can, everyone.
You're
We're
all
gonna make
invited.
it happen. Okay.
Gay murder mystery. Oh shit. I bet you they don't have
How
any gay
amazing
ones.
would that be?
Yeah, it'd be so good. I mean, this one's pretty gay because we have
Oh my God, Alan,
Alan.
when they walk in.
big part of our drinking game as well. Whenever Alan is absolutely extra,
He
and
looks fantastic, though.
he looks amazing.
That outfit needs, like, snaps.
So much,
He
so
needs
much.
snaps.
He's monologuing, and my favorite part of this monologue is that there's a part where he goes like a dog in the streets, and it pans to George, and George is mouthing the monologue along with him. Like,
He's
they've
like the perfect pageant mom.
yes, they've rehearsed it like over and over for this.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but he also says, "You're out of 10. I need you out of 2." So, not the first time that he said that. We get our characters, and Amy is the adorable farmer, and Molly is the hideous, barren orthodontist.
I love it so much. And Amy, this is the other reason Amy's me, right? Is she's like, this is my character? Great. So like, what's my backstory? And she's like asking like all these questions, and Molly's just like, no, we are not staying here for this.
We're not
like,
doing
do
this.
not ask questions.
Yes.
Do not get in character.
Yes. Oh God, it's insane.
But you know who is in character and who else is there?
Gigi.
Gigi. She's the mayor. Of course she is.
How long has she been there? Like, and how did she get there? She was there before them, but she had jumped into the water.
How are you dry? How are you dry?
Literally no sense, but great. We also find out that the girls have taken some strawberries that Gigi fed them on the yacht. We missed that part, but she fed them strawberries that were dipped in Asian waska.
It's like ayahuasca, but Asian.
Whew.
Asian waska.
And this is where they really, this is at least 2 years of the fun, I think.
Oh my god.
In this scene. So they start tripping and then turn into Barbie dolls.
They start tripping so hard.
'Cause why not?
Well, first they're freaking out, then they're Barbie dolls, then they're freaking out Barbie dolls because they don't have genitals.
Then they're freaking out Barbie dolls because they're like, this is not feminist. But then they're like, wait, Amy, at least.
Amy is so into her Barbie doll self.
So into her Barbie doll body.
Oh my god. She like cannot stop touching her own boobs. She's just like stroking with her little doll hands. Just stroking her smooth, plasticky boobs.
Which is just like so gay because
it's so gay.
So gay.
Oh my god.
So
and it's like the scene itself, I don't know that I completely get all of why it's there, but I feel like it's worth it even just for the like split second when they show them walking out of that party.
Yes.
And they're both walking past the rest of the murder mystery party, and they do this little like stiff robot walk, but in like real life now. It's like the real life actresses doing this silly little like
Yes.
robot doll walk out of the party, and I'm like, just for that scene alone, I die.
Worth
oh
it.
my god, I die.
Worth
Ladies and gentlemen,
What are you doing?
what do you mean? I'm making
Just keep it simple.
I'm making the promo.
Just keep it simple. Just say, hey, we're the Brav Bros. 2 guys that talk about Bravo.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're the Brav Bros.
No.
Oh,
Dude, stop with the voice. Just keep it simple.
I've seen promos on TV, dude. This is how you get the fans engaged. This is how you get listeners. We're trying to get listeners here. If we just say, oh, we're 2 dudes that talk about Bravo, people are going to get tired of it already. We need some oomph.
All right, then fine. Let's try to do it with your voice.
Brav Bros.
Good job.
Hi, this is Rob Benedict.
And I am Richard Spate. We were both on a little show you might know called Supernatural.
It had a pretty good run, 15 seasons, 327 episodes.
And though we have seen, of course, every episode many times, we figured, hey, now that we're wrapped, let's watch it all again.
And we can't do that alone, so we're inviting the cast and crew that made the show along for the ride. We've got writers, producers, composers, directors, and we'll of course have some actors on as well, including some certain guys that played some certain pretty iconic brothers.
It was kind of a little bit of a left field choice in the best way possible.
The note from Kripke was, he's great, we love him, but we're looking for like a really intelligent Duchovny type.
With 15 seasons to explore, it's going to be the road trip of several lifetimes. So please join us and subscribe to Supernatural then and now.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all, I'm JJ.
Hey, guys, it's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast. We bring on guests to share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like, it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
At Radiolab, we love nothing more than nerding out about science, neuroscience, chemistry.
But we do also like to get into other kinds of stories. Stories about policing or
politics,
country music,
hockey,
sex, of bugs.
Regardless of whether we're looking at science or not science, we bring a rigorous curiosity to get you the answers.
And hopefully make you see the world anew.
Radiolab, adventures on the edge of what we think we know.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
So then they finally leave the party, and Amy wants to go home yet again, drink. And this is when Amy and Molly get into their first real fight, I would say. At least a mini tiff.
No one likes when couples fight.
No. We also find out here that Molly likes Nick, which is a big revelation because we really didn't understand why Molly really wanted to go to the party. Of course, she wants to have fun, but she really wants to go to the party because she wants to see Nick and she wants to, make out with him or whatever. Like, am I in high school? But this is the point where Amy slaps Molly, which, thank God. Ooh. But she slaps Molly because she's like, don't you ever talk about my best friend like that. Molly is all down on herself. She's like, Nick would never like me. I'm not hot and perfect and whatever. And Amy's like, no, bitch, you're gorgeous. You think they're going to fight, and then really it's like, oh, no, she just loves her.
They're just building
so
each
cute.
other up.
So then we finally, we're going to get to Nick's. Let's freaking get to Nick's. I'm trying to get to Nick's more than these two are. So they go to the library. They don't find the address in the library. And then...
No, but they have a plan to find the party, which is they're going to do what they do best.
Homework.
Motherfucking homework.
Yes.
So accurate.
So accurate. But they don't find the address. They do find a video of all these pizza boxes. And they're like, okay, whoever delivered that pizza, that's who we got to talk to.
Which,
scene.
Instead of just going and asking at the pizza place, instead they decide to go pretend to hold up the pizza driver, the pizza delivery guy, in his car with their hair tied over their faces, and they're pretending that they have weapons, but they don't have a weapon, and the pizza delivery guy is he's very confused and distraught about this whole thing, and he's like, why, he has a gun, he whips out his gun on them, they're freaking out, they're like, we're possibly committing a felony if we have a weapon, but now he has a gun on us, and the whole thing's just they're a mess. They're
out of control, but they do get the address.
They do get the address. He gives them the address, and they have very, very limited ability to get a ride to this address because they only have one phone, and it is about to die, and they have one quick second to make one phone call, and boy, do they make that phone call count because...
Miss Fine, baby. Who would you call?
Miss
Fine.
Who are you gonna call? Miss Fine. They call Miss Fine, who shows up to pick them up. And this is another scene with Miss Fine where you're like, I love you, but you're so problematic. Everything about this scene is problematic. Every story Miss Fine is telling them, she's like, I'm banned from Jamba Juice. And you're like, why are you telling your students this story?
Yes. Yes.
This is not the appropriate conversation. And then she offers to let them get changed with clothes that she just has in the back of her car.
I will say too, the clothes that they put on, Miss Fine would not wear that.
But I don't think they're not all supposed to be her clothes either, are they? Some of them are just clothes that she has. She makes some comment about why she has these clothes in the back.
She's
of her
like,
car.
I'm like a woman in my late 20s. I just have clothes in my car. You're like, okay, cool. I think I'm guessing it's because she sleeps over at a lot of people's houses. That was the idea that it gave me. But
none of it's appropriate. But so they decide to get changed in the back of Miss Fine's car, and they walk out of this car, and of course they fucking match again. It's too much.
Again.
And not only do they fucking match again, but instead of saying anything about it again, they are just gonna do this 5-minute long inspirational build up back and forth. Oh my god, I love it.
It's so good.
They're too much. But in those matching shiny outfits, they do finally make it
to their
Nick's
party. To the party of the year. This scene is so weird. So they walk.
The dance scene?
It's
so cute, though.
The dance scene. So I just wrote, they finally make it to Nick's party. They get there, and Molly and Nick do a dance where they touch each other's heads a lot.
That's accurate. That's
true.
an accurate
It's
representation
true.
of this
They're
scene.
very
But
good.
I also...
They're good dancers.
The thing I love about this scene is that I feel like it's important for two reasons. One, it gives us some insight into Molly, right? Because up until now, Molly has been that character that we're like, she's so open, she has no reservations, like no holds barred. But Molly does have this huge thing that she's been keeping very much inside.
Yes.
Right? And like that's one of the things that I love about the dance sequence is there's no one else in that dance sequence. It is Molly and it is Nick, and that's it. Right? And I feel like that's very accurate for like what Nick is to Molly. Like he is a very private thing to her.
Yes. He is
right?
a dance
I
sequence
love
in her
that.
head.
Yes, it's in her head, and I feel like this is exactly like Molly's take on this whole situation with Nick. Is it's like this is not something that she wants to be sharing with other people. This is something that Molly wants to have for herself. The other thing that I love about it is that up until now, all we've really seen about Nick is he is like the quintessential jock idiot of the school.
Yes.
And I love this dance sequence because it doesn't just show us a little bit of like Molly's headspace, it also shows us who Nick is in Molly's head.
Yes. That
Do you
he's
know what
like,
I mean? Is
he's
like
graceful. He's like, yeah.
And he's emotional, and he's supportive, and he's like a partner, and like I do like that. I think that we have to see him through Molly's eyes for a bit, because otherwise you're just like, what the fuck, Molly?
Is this dude? Yeah.
And also because it's so accurate. Who among us did not have that horrible, horrible crush when you're like in middle school and you're like, I'm definitely also have a huge crush on like the biggest jock in school, even though they're like a complete waste. There's no connection there and you would have nothing between you. Like,
yes.
You all do that. We've all done that.
I get it. Straight Ellie understands.
Straight Ellie, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like when we were all pretending, we all did the same thing. Where
Yes.
you like built up this fake version of a person in your head that didn't exist in real life.
Yes, 100%. But when Molly and Nick actually talk and are flirting a bit, at least like we get that scene where it's like, okay, you can see like his charm. You can see he seems like the type of person who like just like changes himself around whoever he's with. Like
He's probably a Pisces.
He's definitely a Pisces. No, but he clearly like he starts talking to Molly about Harry Potter. She's a half Ravenclaw, half Slytherin. She's like, he sees me. So you can see a little bit more of that in that scene too. So I think you understand a little bit more why, or at least why she's so into Nick. We also find out that Gigi's there again.
Gigi just keeps showing up everywhere, and it's like too much.
Literally everywhere. I also took this note, Theo taking out his braids. So he's wearing like two braids, and Miss Fine walks in and he sees her and he takes out the braids. That's literally like me when I'm out and I'm like, I don't want to deal with my hair right now. I'm like, oh, pictures?
Take it out.
Take it down.
Yeah. Again, that whole thing is very problematic.
But we've seen it in so many other teen movies that it's like, I still do like that it does turn the trope on its head, where it's like, okay, like the teenage guy sleeps with a hot teacher. Actually, I guess that still happens.
And they do make a point to mention many times that he has been held back a number of times. So he is
20.
He is of legal age. It doesn't make it less weird. It's still weird. In a lot of ways, but you know, kudos to them for at least making it not like illegal and weird.
Yes.
Great. But there's so much happening all at once, because we didn't mention they show up and they basically like divide and conquer to like accomplish their respective goals, right? Where Amy's gonna go find Ryan and Molly's gonna go find Nick, and so they're kind of like separated at this party. Amy is who runs into Gigi, right? Because then they have that whole, oh my god. Also the karaoke at this party, like, so much. I love that Gigi's not the only person who's there. Like, George is there too, doing karaoke. Okay, also, wait, if we're gonna talk about our Gigi and Amy ship, can we talk about when Gigi sees Amy, right?
Yes.
And she has this one line where she's like, God, I've missed you, fuck. And you're just like, wow. Like, why didn't you two hook up that night? Like,
yeah, I would have been down for that.
I would have been so down for that.
Yeah. Also, I don't know how much we're going to talk about the karaoke scene, or are we done talking about?
I think we should talk about it a little more.
Okay. So, number one, You Oughta Know, great choice for the scene. How many times have I seen some queer person singing Alanis? George's Alanis impression is amazing. Also, him shushing the audience.
Yes.
Like, literally, he's
so,
like, shh,
so much.
don't sing along. This is my song. It's...
If I'm Amy, are you George in this movie? Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm 100% George, and I will embrace that with open arms.
I love it.
Yeah. Also, he says, You oughta know, and then he's like, Alan. Like, he's clearly, something is going on with him and Alan. So, amazing. Sorry, there's too much about this karaoke scene.
Ellie has 3 pages just on the karaoke scene.
Well, Amy starts to sing, and she starts singing You Oughta Know. And she's freaking good. Like, she has a good voice. And you can tell everyone's, like, sort of mesmerized by Amy. And George just says, she has no breath control, but it's good.
You are George.
I literally am George. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I've literally been George at karaoke. Damn it. I'm like, no breath control, but like, she's trying. Fuck. But yeah, so I felt very seen in good ways and bad ways by that whole George karaoke scene. So
okay, there's the karaoke scene. That's where Amy has shuttled off to. Molly's playing beer pong with Nick. They're having that whole flirting conversation. God, watching this scene, my heart already hurts for her because you just know. You're like, you know it's going to be too good to be true. He's being so charming and so flirty and so everything, and like she is just
eating it up.
Eating that shit up. It's like you can just see that she's like, it's all happening, and you're like, it's not gonna happen, but you're not there yet. So Amy did find Ryan, and they're now they like wander out to the pool. Everyone's skinny dipping in the pool.
Wait, you know what we missed? Amy trying to figure out if Ryan's gay.
Oh my god, we did miss that.
We have
You're
to
so
talk
right
about it. I'm sorry.
Okay, the Uganda conversation.
So this scene is just amazing because we don't know if Ryan's gay or not.
Amy is all of us in this scene.
Amy is literally all of us. So Amy's, in trying to ask if Ryan's gay, she basically says, oh, I could never go to Uganda. Like, they would kill me there because I'm gay. And she's like, would they kill you in Uganda? Literally the most depressing thing to ever, like, connect with being gay. And she's like,
yeah,
hey, and still Ryan is not getting it and does not answer.
And Ryan is just so oblivious to everything that's happening, which like should be Amy's big hint that Ryan is not gay, right? Because
if she was gay, she'd be like, yeah, I would.
Right. She's like, Amy is trying so hard to lay down all these like subtle little hints, and Ryan, it's just like whoosh, whoosh, straight over her head. Like, just Ryan is catching nothing that is happening. Ryan's just like, that's cute, I love countries. And Amy's like, yeah, countries that would kill me for being a homosexual though. Are you also afraid of those countries? And like, just nothing. Like nothing is landing. No. Yeah, it's who among us has not had that conversation where you're like desperately trying to like figure out if someone is also queer in any way or not, and you are just like heavy-handed dropping all of these hints like left and right and just like
striking out.
Nothing.
Rough.
But she's holding on to hope. So, well, not quite yet.
Oh, yes.
She's holding on to hope for Ryan, and so she follows Ryan out to the pool. They jump in the pool, and she like immediately kind of loses Ryan. We have this underwater swimming scene. It's very artsy. It's beautiful music, and she comes up above water to the distressing sight of Ryan and Nick making out with each other.
Rough.
Oof. And so again, now I'm gonna add to my Molly and Amy ship column, which is that Amy's first immediate thought is she doesn't stand there and wallow. She doesn't like go off and be sad about it. The very first thing that she knows that she has to do is she has to go find Molly
and get her out of there
and protect her and save her from witnessing this herself because she cares so much about Molly.
I know.
So she goes to find Molly and she's trying she just wants her to leave. She's like, we have to leave right now. leave the party. Molly's still living in this, no, we're flirting. He's being so funny and smart and sweet and charming and like, and this is where we get it, Ellie. Malala, our second Malala
I'm
of
sorry.
the night.
Yes, where Amy says Malala and Molly is not having it. And you're like, ugh, the first time.
No questions asked.
I know. The first time your friend picks a boy over you and you're trying to protect them from that idiot boy. Rough. Rough.
It's so
I
rough.
know.
And I hate this fight. Oh my god, they just lay into each other. And it's like they're just dredging up everything. Like everything that they've ever had between the two of them is like, keeping secrets from each other. Amy's not just going for the summer, she's going for a whole year, and she didn't even tell Molly, and now Molly's upset because they have their whole lives planned and they're not going to be graduating together. And then Amy's upset because she's like, well, you only care about that because you have to plan everything for us and you make all of our decisions. And they're both screaming at each other that they're bad friends, and I can't take it.
I know, it's so rough. Also, I'm like, wait, friends? Question mark. She's like, you made the plans. You told me I'm carrying the baby, and you're like, you didn't even ask me if I wanted to carry our baby.
It's so accurate. This is 100% like a relationship.
It's a lesbian fight, yeah.
But I think that's why it's so bad, because they care about each other so much, and they're really like
They're
going
life
for the deep cuts right now. You know what's funny? The deep cuts are bad, but then they cut the sound. It's like a little slowed down, and it's just them with only music, like no sound. You don't hear what they're saying. You just see everyone watching them yelling at each other. And, it's so much worse. I'm like, why is it so much worse when you can't even hear what they're saying? But you just know, like you just
because
know
you
that
know
they're like,
they've said like the unspeakable. Like they're cutting the sound because they've said shit they should never have said.
It's so bad.
It's bad. Yeah.
And of course, everyone around them is filming it.
Yes, because they are teenagers in 2019. And I'm like,
it's
damn,
2019.
that is also like such a fucked up layer of like, they're gonna have this like on camera, like forever. This fight.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically.
Or I guess for
Great.
the next 24
Great.
hours on someone's Instagram story. But
love the future.
Still, yeah. It's a great time to be a kid.
So they have this fight. They break up. They go their separate ways. And so now, again, we have sort of like these two diverging things happening. So Amy heads to the bathroom.
Thank God.
So
she
Amy
does.
runs off to be alone in the bathroom, but she's
not alone.
Someone's already in that bathroom. And that someone is Hope. Hope, our bitchy girl from the very beginning of the movie, who we haven't really seen much else of, right? She hasn't really shown up much.
Yes.
She shows up now to get it on with Amy.
Okay, the first time I saw this, very unexpected. Second time I saw it,
Yes.
I was like, the hints have been there. Like, yes. But very unexpected.
Yeah, I think
right
we're
now.
all Amy the first time around. We're like, you don't see it coming until it's happening, and then you're like, oh.
You're like, she has been pretty mean to me.
Yeah, but no, exactly. Hope is like a schoolyard bully.
Yeah.
Like, she literally is. It's like they play her off, and I think it's why you fall for it, like, the first time through, is you're like, oh, she's just, like, the bitchy girl. But she's not the bitchy girl. She's, like, the bully who's totally into Amy and, like, does not know how to express feelings
it.
yet.
Yep. And who wears some amazing outfits.
Uh-huh. And I love Amy in this scene, because Amy is, like, she's, like, just kind of recovering from this whole thing with Ryan, and I like how she's just like, an opportunity has presented itself.
Yeah, she's like, you know what? I said I was going to do this thing, so I'm going to do the damn thing. And yeah, so she says something rude to her, and then they make out, right?
She basically calls her a bitch, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, where she like calls her out basically on being like, you think this is like a personality, but like you're really just being a bitch.
Yeah.
And I think like Hope's kind of into it.
Yeah, and she's like, oh shit, you call me out.
Hope's like, yeah, like read me to filth, Amy, do it.
Yes.
And then yeah, and so they just like they kind of start making out, and then in that like is such a typical way of like a high school party where they're like, oh, we like kissed,
let's take our clothes
better
off.
have sex.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no other option here.
Yeah, I mean, clearly we're in a bathroom on the floor, so, like, I think this is the next logical step here, is you start, like, pulling each other's clothes off. The thing that I do think is accurate about that, though, is, like, I feel like you can tell Amy has been out for a while, but Amy has not really hooked up with a girl.
Yes.
And so I think you can tell Amy's like, this is happening, better make it count. And I feel like in my mind, Hope has been very closeted, and now it's like kind of all simmering to the surface, and it's like, it's our last night in high school, and like, if it's gonna happen, better happen now.
Yes. I don't know. For me, with Hope, I was like, she's done this before.
Yeah, I could see that too.
I don't know. She seemed very much like, she definitely is like surprised. I think she's surprised that it's Amy, but I don't think she's like surprised about lesbian sex, if that makes sense.
It does. I could see that. Yeah, she doesn't seem like hesitant.
Yes, at all. But yeah, so Amy tries to take her own pants off, has a real hard time. And the thing that I also love about this sex scene, and also hate because it's so uncomfortable, is that, you know, we're into it. Hope is hot, Amy's hot, whatever. But it's also ridiculously awkward in high school.
It's so accurately awkward, though.
Yes. And so Amy, you know, she's gonna go for it. She's like, all right, let's do this. Put these fingers somewhere.
Oh my god. Put them somewhere.
She asks Hope, is this okay for you? And we realize that her fingers are not in the right hole.
I want to know how many takes it took to say with a straight face, I don't think that's the hole you think it is.
Literally. The thing is, too,
Amy, how did you mess up the down flip?
The down flip,
so
Amy.
Easy.
Whew. Poor girl.
Oh my god. It's so much. It's so much. Literally my notes from when I rewatched this on my flight, I just have in all caps, "Oh, Amy, you sweet summer child." And then the very next note after that just says, "Oh no, throwing up on her."
So rough. Yeah, so then, yeah, so
everything about this scene is so rough.
So bad. So she doesn't do it right. She vomits on her, and Hope's like, get the fuck out.
She basically fingers her up the ass and then throws up. That's Amy's glorious first time.
Yeah. Who hasn't had that experience, right?
Oh my god, I'm crying. I can't. It's just so much.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Oh,
but
God.
Yeah,
okay.
We get it.
Let me segue us to Molly, because otherwise I'm just gonna cry about this whole scene. So while this is happening, Molly is off at the fireplace with Chair Bear.
Oh, Chair Bear.
Chair Bear. And Chair Bear, again, is being so, like, earnest and also hilariously ridiculous. And so, you get this real moment of Jared, sort of kind of reckoning with how people see him.
Yes.
Right? And he, like, asks just so openly, like, do people really think I had sex with a prostitute? Like, and you can just see it, like, actually, it really matters to him. And I'm like, oh, Jared. And he's like, nobody in this school knows me at all, except for Gigi.
And we pan to Gigi, like, being a
just
psycho.
Doing a straight belly flop into the pool. And, like, yeah, I mean, you can just see that there's a reality to that relationship that they have together that is just so cute. And then we learn that Jared does care about things. 2 things, to be precise. He cares about airplanes and musicals, because audiences deserve something original, like a new musical, which, like, 100% there with you, Jared.
I know, I'm like, man after my own heart, Jared.
Right?
Write us an original Airplanes
like,
musical.
We get to this scene, and I'm like, how is Jared, like, my favorite person in this movie? Because he's so terrible, and I love him so much.
Yeah, I get it.
He's just so ridiculous. And I think you can see, like, this is the turning point of, like, Molly kind of starting to see a different side of Jared as well. And I love it. And it's cute until she also sees Nick and Ryan making out.
Which Amy tried to prevent, but she didn't listen
it
to the
all
Malala.
Comes crashing down.
Whew.
So
I know. It's rough.
It is rough. It's rough on both of them. It's a rough night all around.
Yeah.
Like with most high school parties, nobody's having a great night.
At least Amy got some.
Well, did she though?
Some booty.
Did she? Hope was kind of a Pella princess in that scene. I'm just saying.
You're right.
So there you go. We're gonna bring the party to an end though, because cops are there. Cops have shown up. Molly takes off with most of the people at the party to start walking home. Except she doesn't have to walk home because guess who picks her up?
AAA for that roadside assistance.
AAA there when you need her.
Yep.
And we have this cute scene with her and AAA kind of, you know, like learning a little bit about each other as real people, which I think is cute. I also love that they do let AAA have her own agency over, you know, wanting to have sex. Like,
yes. We actually get her side of the story, which is also just like, yeah, I did it, but like, why are you all like calling me a hoe bag?
Right. She's like,
She
so
doesn't say
maybe
that,
I
but
wanted
I'm
to have sex. Like,
yeah.
she goes, I'm not going to suck a dick at my own home, which, like, is so accurate when
Honestly,
you're in
valid.
high school. Like, so valid.
Yeah, she's really.
So good for you,
We know why
AAA.
she got into Yale. She's very
Oh,
intelligent. Yeah.
Clearly a thinker.
Yeah, problem solver.
So Molly's getting a ride from AAA. Ooh, maybe we ship Molly and AAA.
Honestly, I was thinking it.
Yeah, you get. Oh, someone could write a beautiful story of them at Yale.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm here for it. So Molly's with AAA. Amy decides not to run from the cops, but rather to sacrifice herself to save everyone else who is trapped at this party. And it is just the funniest thing to have her just decide, you know, she's been like, no, I want to go home. Let's go. I don't want to go to another party. I'm done. Let's stay at this murder mystery. I can do that. And like to just the 180 of like, I'll take on the cops for everyone. I love it.
Yeah, she really lives.
She lives a lot in that night. We find out how much the next morning when Molly wakes up to just a barrage of notifications on her phone. And we get to see finally, I think someone took like a video of Amy getting arrested by the cops, which is the funniest goddamn thing in my life. It's just Amy monologuing at the cops basically as she's getting arrested. Did you know there are more prisons than colleges in the United States? And like they're walking her up to the cop car and she's like, shotgun, just kidding, I don't have one.
Oh my god, best line.
It's such a good line. So she learns that Amy got arrested, saving everyone from this party, and so she's got to go pick her up in jail.
Conjugal visit.
Conjugal visit in jail, 100%.
Amy is a badass.
I also love that she's like literally like at the little phone thing where I'm like,
that would never happen. I'm like, okay, insight into Ellie's life. I am not a hood rat, but personally, but my family are hood rats. And what Amy would have gotten is PC'd, which is protective custody. And they would have called her parents and she would have gone home. That's all.
Okay, so lest anyone be fooled by this movie, not realistic.
Not realistic.
Unlike everything else that's happened so far. Unrealistic. So also unrealistic is that Molly manages to break Amy out of jail thanks to their information about the Strangler, who happens to be the
pizza man.
Pizza delivery guy. Yeah, so they're gonna leverage their knowledge of where this like mass murderer is to get Amy out of jail in time for graduation, which like none of this is realistic, but it's cute and it's funny and it's
just
like
let it happen for comedic relief. It's
you
fine.
let it happen for the sake of the movie. It's a cute little throwback, and it gets
Cute
them out
little
in
throwback
time.
to a murderer.
Yeah, cute throwback to the murder pizza guy, pizza murderer, pizza strangler.
Yeah.
So now they have to make a mad dash to graduation to get to graduation on time because graduation is starting without them. Everyone,
how dare they?
It is unacceptable. Equally unacceptable is Miss Fine. Cringe.
Slept with Theo, clearly.
Oh,
rough.
And not just slept with Theo, but then awkwardly tries to show up and like flirt with Theo.
And it's a woman.
And it's like a girl from the class who also has like beautiful long hair like Theo does, and it's like all bad.
Rough.
It's just terrible.
Yeah.
Nothing good is happening.
Bad. I love though the
AAA totally calls it out too, where she's like, "Did you fuck Miss Fine?"
I love how like direct she is. She's just like, yeah. I love it.
It's all bad. No, it's not bad though.
Jared, your fave.
Jared with his little backwards cap under his graduation cap, and I'm like, again, it's so terrible. Why do I love it so much?
Yeah, Jared's so your type.
He's really not.
I know
just
he's not
think
at all.
So adorable. I don't know why. I just find him so.
He is very
so
endearing.
charming.
He is very endearing
is.
as a character.
He's so hopeless.
Yes,
I think that's what it is.
he tries so hard.
He does try way too hard. So Molly and Amy racing the clock to get to graduation because Jared has started Molly's speech, which is hilarious.
Yes.
But they do make it, driving literally right through the fence to get to graduation.
Get arrested again.
His
no.
poor car. Yeah, right? Jared's poor car, it is made up to him by them running up so that Molly can finish her speech and just
laying one on him.
I love it. It's so cute. And he's so happy.
Yep.
I just loved it. This whole movie is just going to be me talking about how much I love Jared.
That's fine.
Let's start back at the beginning. So the first time we meet Jared.
God. We can't do this.
Fine. We'll just finish it up. It's cute. They have her little speech. She has like some cute little quotes in there about like, you know, I may not have before, but I see you now. And you're like, it's so cute. Which I like to think that it's like a cute inspirational moment, and also B, her being like, fuck you, Nick and Ryan. Like, I see you guys now.
Yes.
You backstabbing hoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes. I see you and I see you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. I get it.
Oh, God. So Molly and Amy have made up. Everything's right again. Not too right, though, because they're packing.
I know, it's so sad.
Packing Amy up. It's so sad.
We have a final farewell to Mr. Panda.
We have this scene where her mom comes in and she's like, "You're bringing Ling Ling," and you're like, "Oh no, oh no!"
And she's putting her face so
everywhere on that panda. It's not good.
Not good.
It's not a good situation. But what is a good situation is someone's at the house to see Amy. Who could it be? Molly wants to know who it could be because Molly doesn't know what's happening right now. So Amy goes to the door.
It's Hope.
It's Hope. Hope is there.
Would pay to only see this scene as told through the eyes of Molly in the window.
Oh my God. Molly in that window is everything.
Everything.
Like, is just everything. So she's behind Hope, right? So Amy can see her and can see her freaking out. Hope can't see her freaking out, but you can just tell Molly is there, like, watching this scene between Amy and Hope, and she has no idea what's happening, but she's starting to piece it together, and she wants to know everything that happened.
Yes.
Through the window.
Immediately. Yes.
Molly's trying to pick up every context clue she can from the window.
Yes.
And it's amazing. The scene itself is, like, kind of whatever, because, you know, I mean, it's fine. I can get behind Hope and Amy. It's no, you know, Gigi and Amy, or even Molly and Amy, but it's fine.
I mean, it's fine. It's like, it's a good, like, starter gay kind of kit, you know?
It's a great starter gay. The thing that I don't get about it, though, is, like, they give them this weird dialogue where Hope, for some reason, is way into what happened between them.
Yeah, she's like, you sort of knew what you were doing. You're like, but she didn't.
As we've already stated, she fingered you in the ass and then threw up on you, which, like...
And then she's like, you know what, I didn't
I'm gonna say maybe one of those is something that you're into, but, like, the other one probably shouldn't be. And it didn't seem like it's what you were into when it was happening.
Yes.
So...
Yes.
That's the part of it that I think I didn't quite buy. Is, like, I feel like if she had shown up and been like, you know, hey, like...
Nice
things kind of
try.
went weird, but the kissing was great, and we could like try it again. Like that, I could kind of get behind. The fact that she like has this weird dialogue of being like, well, but you kind of did know what you were doing, and I'm like, but she kind of really did, actually.
Yeah.
So that's my only issue with this scene, but I love that they have her like show up, and Amy is, you know, like gets a little
is now the cool lesbian on
redemption.
campus, whatever.
Yeah.
She's gonna crash
It's
on her
cute.
couch on her backpacking trip.
Yeah, right, exactly. See, we need that movie. Where's that movie?
Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, okay.
She can actually try and do it correctly.
And then we have Molly driving Amy to the airport.
So sad.
I know. I like how we both just made a sad face.
I know, we both
that
just
nobody
frowned. You can't
can
see it, but we just frowned.
You can't see it, but it was very well timed, and like we really kind of matched them to each other.
Yes.
It's great. Yeah, driving her to the airport, they're just saying like goodbye like a million times, and then they're trying to have Amy leave for a year. And they're both sad, and it's dramatic, and
Molly's having a moment.
Crying.
She's doing a whole thing.
Yeah, there's a whole thing, and then Amy like runs the fuck back up to the car and is like, "You want to get pancakes?" Because again, Amy is me.
Yep. Roll the credits.
And fuck yeah, Molly wants to get pancakes. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. What a brilliant
And there you
film.
have it, folks.
We've done it.
Booksmart, we've made it. It didn't even take us 3 hours. I'm very proud of us.
I'm so proud of us. Only about half of the time we thought it would take. And if you're still here with us, we love you.
You've made it this far. If you have made it this far, you could basically just go and watch the movie again in this amount of time. So great.
Yeah. Watch the movie, listen to us again, watch the movie again, listen to us again. You know, just however many times you want to do it.
Yeah, just keep going back and forth, back and forth.
So what are your general thoughts about Booksmart, Lee?
My general thoughts are I love it. I love it so much. I love everything about it. It is absolutely cheesy and over the top, and it's not like it's an idea that's completely new to do like a high school comedy of errors, but it's female fronted, it's gay, it's socially aware, it's so painfully accurate for like so many things in the world right now. I love it. I love it. What are your thoughts, Ellie?
I also love it. Like I said before, the check boxes are amazing. Amy is the protagonist that I always wanted to see. If I was a young baby gay, this would have been in my rotation. I don't want to say instead of 10 Things I Hate About You, because 10 Things I Hate About You is also pretty gay, but like in addition to.
As we've covered.
Yes.
Also very gay.
Yes. But yeah, I love that we finally have something like this for us. And it cracks me up. Like, oh my God. And sometimes you just need to like laugh all for an hour and a half. And that's what Booksmart is for me.
It really is. We like just cried laughing through the whole thing the first time.
So great. All right. It's time for our drinking game rules.
I'm so ready.
For all of our Lez-ssentials, we have to have a drinking game, and I think this might be our best yet. No. Also, one of the most fun movies, so I think one of the most fun drinking games. So here are our rules. And we would also like to say as a disclaimer, you do not have to follow all of these rules. Please drink responsibly. But if you want to have a good time, take the drinking game as you will. So our first rule, anytime Amy and Molly wear the same outfit, you don't have to do it continuously, but whenever they, notice they're wearing the same outfit.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
I know. It's like the whole
just
movie.
chug while they match.
Number 2, anytime there's slow-mo on one of their crushes. So anytime there's like a slow-mo on Ryan, slow-mo on Nick, all that. Number 3, anytime Gigi shows up somewhere new. That'll be a great one. 4, anytime someone calls Malala.
Malala!
Number 5, whenever Jared is a feminist or says something feminist. Number 6, whenever Amy and Molly compliment each other. So you might be doing a waterfall for a bit in some of those scenes. And number 7, whenever Alan is extra, which is pretty much anytime he is on screen. I feel like I should make that whenever Alan or George is extra.
Yeah, they're both pretty extra.
And then number 8 is whenever Amy wants to go home as a good homo body. And that's it. So enjoy our drinking game, and please tweet us. Let us know when you're playing, because we love hearing from you.
Oh my God. Does that mean it's time, Ellie?
Oh, it is time for our Q and Gay. Let's do it.
Hit me. Let's do it.
Q and Gay.
All right, question number 1 of our Q and Gay. Which party would have been your favorite? A, Jared's yacht party, B, murder mystery party, or C, Nick's kegger?
100% murder mystery party.
We both would be at that party. We know this.
We would crush that
Yes.
party. We're
We
gonna
would
throw
host
the
that
best murder
party.
mystery party. Yeah, we're going to, and it's gonna be amazing.
Yes.
Question 2, Ellie. What would be your go-to masturbation tool?
This is why Lee wanted me to start this. I get it now.
A, stuffed panda. B, electric toothbrush. C, shower head. Or D, clothes dryer.
I feel like I'm going to go with C, shower head.
A classic.
Yeah,
a classic choice.
It's a oldie but goodie. Yeah. All right, number 3. Who do you ship? A, Molly and Amy. B, Gigi and Amy. Or C, Hope and Amy.
I'm so torn on this because I want Molly and Amy to be my top ship of this movie. I really do. But there's a connection between Gigi and Amy.
You can't deny
There's
it.
some heat there.
I see what you're saying, but my number 1 is definitely Molly and Amy.
That's
They're
fair.
like,
That's fair.
lifelong
I love
shit.
both of those pairings.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be unhappy with either of them.
Yes.
Okay, question 4, Ellie. How would you start your day? A, inspirational meditation. B, a dance party. Or C, some powdered vitamins.
That's a tricky one. I'm gonna have to say B, dance party.
I could see that.
Yeah, for sure. That gets me going in the morning. All right, number 5. Who's your favorite? A, Gigi, B, Jared, C, George, or D, Alan?
I mean, I feel like I've really kept this one pretty quiet so far. So to the surprise of everyone here.
Your secret crush. We just found about.
I just love Jared, you know? The heart wants what the heart wants, Ellie. It's not my fault.
I get it. I'm a big George fan. C, George. We know this.
We do know this.
Remember, you can give us your own answers to this episode's Q&A questions on our Twitter at @LezHangoutPod.
Let me hear you say hip, 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 well, yeah.
We love hearing from you and building our community, so we want to shout out some of our favorite things each episode. And this episode, I would love to shout out one of our Instagram followers, Manic Dizzy Dream. She reached out and said, I wouldn't be the lesbian I am today without your podcast, which makes me
hitting us right in the heart.
Feels. She also asked for some relationship advice, so I hope things are going well with whatever's going on with you. And ended her whole spiel saying, you guys are all around amazing, and I hope you know that, feel that, and let it warm you. And I just want to let you know I am warmed.
We are so warmed. It was just, you cannot imagine how much we love hearing from our listeners. It's just the best. So shout out to you, Manic Dizzy Dream. We love you too. And as always, we also love our Lesbian Jesus patrons, Lizette Stye,
Tanya Ferguson,
Jess Klaus,
Danny Griswold,
Sarah and Julia,
Carrie Ann Lawrence,
Mark Foster,
Danny Gunlock Tamora,
Sammy Walsh,
Audrey O'Connor,
and Wendy K. Bartlett.
We'd also love to thank our King Princess patrons, Kayla Kelly,
and Amy and Ellen. Thank you so much to all of you and to all of our patrons. It really, really makes this podcast possible, and we couldn't do it without all of you.
Remember, you can also find us on all the social medias, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at LezHangoutPod.
You can send us an email at lezhangoutpod@gmail.com.
Or check out our website at lezhangoutpod.com.
Make sure that you subscribe on whatever app you use to listen to podcasts. That way you'll know as soon as new episodes go up.
We'll also have a video up for our Booksmart song, so make sure you subscribe at youtube.com/lezhangoutpod to watch it. It's going to be amazing.
If you want to help support the podcast, there are so many different ways that you can do that. The first one, it's easy, it's fast, it's free, is just rate us and review us on iTunes. It helps new people find the podcast.
And if you want to help support us financially and help us get to Toronto for the live show, help us get to travel and do all these awesome things that we get to do for all of you, you can do that at bit.ly/LezPatreon. We love all of our patrons, and we would love to have more of you.
You can also check out our merch. We have a TeePublic. You can find it at bit.ly/LezShop. You can get tees and tanks and sweatshirts and buttons and so much cool stuff. We have a new design that just went up, so you should check it out. It's a cool gay all day, and, you know, I would love to see some of you rocking it soon, so go check it out.
I'm gay all day, so I'm gonna get it. Gay all year, gay all decade. Welcome to 2020. If you want to find us individually, you can find me at Ellie Brigida on Instagram and Twitter.
And you can find me on Instagram at Twitter. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at LSH Foster.
With that, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Lee. And let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.
Hey everyone, Lee here. I just want to take a quick second before we play this week's song, because not to spoil anything, but you're going to be hearing a few more voices other than just Ellie and I. There are a handful of people who helped us out with this, and so we just want to really thank everybody who took the time to do this for us. So we want to start with some former guests of the pod. We have your faves and ours, Karen Knox and Gwen Cummin, as Gigi and Hope. We also have former guest Danny Prakaski playing Jared, and former guest John Arrow playing George. And on top of all of that awesome lineup, we also have some newcomers to the podcast, so we want to give an extra special thank you to Zach Zuberzander, who is our Nick, and Andre Corey, who's playing Alan for us. So it means so much to us. Ellie and I have been working on the song for a while, and we knew we needed a large cast of people, and we could not be happier with everybody and could not appreciate more that they took time out of their schedules to record all of this for us and just crushed it. So we're so happy with how it came out. We can't wait for you all to hear it. So without further ado, here is One Night.
We've never been the ones to break the
the kind of party that you'll never forget. It's on a yacht. Ooh, there's nothing hotter than a graduation bash as long as you give consent.
Try the strawberries, they will make you see things you never knew were inside.
Wow, what a night. Guess we'd better bail. We can tell this tale for a while.
Are you kidding me?
What?
Are you serious right now?
Malala!
We're gonna live for tonight. One night, we're racing the dawn. We're gonna make you see who we are.
Sasha
We're gonna live it up right one time before moving on. Tomorrow doesn't feel very far away from tonight.
A murder most foul.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to just dial it down.
My husband slain.
Why don't you just go review your histories in the parlor?
You're both looking great. How'd those berries taste? Have they taken you for a ride?
Oh my god, what is happening?
We're gonna live for tonight. I'm a Barbie girl. We're in a Barbie world. We're gonna make you see who we are. These books are fantastic. Right one time before moving on. Tomorrow doesn't feel very far away from tonight.
It's such an honor you're attending my soiree. I used to think that you were all work and no play.
Where's the alcohol? Get me something strong. If you need me, I'll be downstairs.
Malala.
What? No, we can't leave yet.
I thought I locked the door. What are you hiding for? Did someone fight with the missus?
Do you have to be such a bitch?
I'm kind of into it, but I don't think that's the hole you think it is.
Oh my god.
We're gonna live for tonight. One night, we're racing the dawn. Yeah, that's my gonna make you see who we are. We're gonna live it up right one time before moving on.
Why does
Tomorrow doesn't feel very far away from tonight.
Everybody run!
Shotgun.
One night, we're racing the dawn. We're gonna make you see who we are. We're gonna live it up right one time before moving on. Tomorrow doesn't feel very far away from tonight. One night,
Tonight.
Listening to a podcast should be time well spent, and I promise it will be if you'll give this podcast a try. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in every episode, I talk with leading experts on topics I know you will find fascinating. From why people can't keep secrets, what your favorite music says about you, why your pet acts in strange ways, and so much more. Something You Should Know is designed to give you information you can use in your life and give you great intel that you can share with others. I'm told it's a binge-worthy podcast. And with over 1,000 episodes, there's a lot to binge on. Something You Should Know has been ranked in the top of the Apple Podcast charts consistently for a long time. I know you're going to like this. I just need to get you to try it. Something You Should Know. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts.